Rings of Power Episode 5 is worse than lemon juice on a paper cut. It has classic scenes like this.
Captain.
Thank you, Captain! Thank you, Captain!
Now where have I seen that before?
Oh, Captain, my Captain! Oh, Captain, my Captain!
Oh yeah, and these guys who are...
No! You going all crazy out on me!
I'm not quite sure what they're doing actually. And so it begins with ominous music. We find ourselves in the darkest, dingiest corner of Middle-earth. I'm pretty sure that's actually Glasgow, but it's actually a nice day for the Scottish dwarves. Sir Alex Ferguson puts on one of the Rings of Power before smashing his way through a wall and getting a glimpse of the first paid critics review. Shame the audience won't agree with that.
Pity those who dwell above, slaves to the sun.
Kazakh Doom, we are free of its tyranny.
We bring the sun to us.
Powerful words from the wise king. Not sure if the writers noticed, but they kinda needed the sun too, because they literally spent the last 2 episodes digging. Anywho, we move over to Erection region, where we have a beautiful embodiment of Amazon Prime's viewership numbers for season 2. And then we have more passive-aggressive married couple talk.
My remarks?
I encouraged you to keep it short.
Do not recall you saying that.
The writers are clearly channeling their real-life experience here. We then see Sauron trying to convince him to make more rings, using his trademark manipulation and cunning words with the subtlety of a wet fart in a yoga class.
What? Like this? Oh.
Our beloved couple are still deciding if they want to join the local swingers club. They want to give their chocolate sphincter ring to 9 men. Meanwhile, in Numenor, this Brexit lad was like, yo, your mama told me something about you while you were sucking her titty. No joke, that's not me extrapolating, that's literally what he said.
When you were at her breast, your mother prophesied that you would come to ill end. Impress me in the task, and I will tell you.
And the stakes in this story get higher and higher, and the blind queen asks him how her Palantir stock is doing, after she sold her shares last month.
For fuck's sake.
We then have this powerful Dead Poets Society scene as our beloved hero is stripped of his captaincy.
Thank you, Captain. The Valar protects you.
Touch my penis, Captain.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, Captain.
Tickle my testes, Captain. Is meat back on the menu, Captain?
This little pansy is jealous now because, you know, another love triangle is forming. Ooh, foreshadowing. I personally prefer 5 shadowings, but whatever. Meanwhile, our friend Elrond decides that he needs to speed up sending this message to the High King and takes off his cape. Smart move there, boy, because that's 5+ agility skill points right there. But no, he's not the expert, because the High King Mega Chad went to his barber and asked for these sideburn lines. Which, if you're not well versed with Tolkien's lore, and I don't blame you, this was in the appendixes, this will give him 10+ speed and unlimited street cred. And how else do you think he's going to rule his Middle-earth dope empire? Meanwhile, in Glasgow, the writers completely reinvent the old Hollywood trope of a useless pet or child running off down in a dark alley. By doing this instead, Emmys will be won here, mark my word.
Oh, hi, Mark.
She then seems to find herself in an eerie ancient cave, no less than literally 20 steps away from the bustling, busy market. How the fuck has no one got this far yet? How has nobody taken a little turn down an alleyway and not found this fucking weird giant cave? Is this show literally written by 3-year-olds? She then hears a bellowing creature in the depths. It's either that or it's lunchtime and she's hungry. Back in the land of erections, home of the red flags, we watch shit fly off the table like some evil sorcery shit is going on, but no, my boy is still like, yeah, that seems all legit, let's keep making more rings. Durin then comes over to tell him that his dad is under the control of the ring and that there is evil within this ring.
How much do you really know about this Arnatar?
Now, I'm no lore wordsmith, but I do believe Tolkien wanted him to be called Anal-Tard, especially the way they're depicting him here as well. His arch-nemesis is Tom Bombadildo, and you know Amazon have been very faithful to the lore. Meanwhile, our saucy Sauron is putting in some extracurricular time in the office. And yeah, I'm not quite sure about the sexual harassment laws in Middle-earth, but that's definitely a #MeThrill movement. And over in Numenor, some real action finally goes off. This dweeb-looking guy finally gets punched in the face. And come to think of it, he looks a lot like the writers. So that's definitely a win for the audience there. The fight breaks out, extras are pushing each other in the background like a school playground. We have a hair toss, a broken arm, and some scary eye acting. What the frick is that? Bro, I hope you don't take that to the bedroom. That's some weird level eye contact. And unfortunately for our friend here, a sword through the abdomen is his only weakness. Also kind of weird how no one saw him literally get up, pick up a sword, walk over to him and stab him with his weak arm. Nobody was like, yo, that dweeb is getting up, watch out behind you. Now we're here with our Indian telemarketing scammer using AI to get this old man to send him money.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
And the old fool thinks it's his fault that the dwarven rings are evil because he lied to the dope king, and it doesn't make sense. But don't worry, man. Just in this story, it makes sense, okay? So the only logical thing to do here is to make 9 more rings, because that's totally going to make things fine this time. Totally not going to be evil.
It was totally fine.
While Aniltard is always just in the background of these scenes, just looking scheming and ominous, and what do you guys think is going to happen? Some shit is going to go off here. And not one of these elves is like, is this guy a baddie? What the fuck is this guy doing lingering here?
Fucking lingerer, man.
Yeah, totally.
Lingerer.
Also, a round of applause for the HR department here has to be said. They've got the most diverse ring-making team. And now we find ourselves outside of Springfield. We see a legion of orcs lining up. You know, the nice, family-friendly, the orcs with children and stuff. What is the worst that can happen?
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
All right, yeah, that might happen, yeah. That could actually happen in this universe. Elrond finally arrives just as the episode is ending, and our beloved Belandriel is in exactly the same place, the cliffhanger that we were left with in the last episode, with Adar, who is giving us a nice Pansy impression here, as he tells her he wants her as an ally for the one common enemy, Aniltard. Doom, 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 doom. Great end to, again, a hugely disappointing episode. Wow, what are we doing with our lives here, guys? My favourite parts were not having a second of the homeless Gandalf and the lady hobbits, and I love that we're only 3 episodes from the end and the plot development is going as fast as the urgent message to Eregion. Nothing has actually changed in this episode. Serin Brimboring was always going to make the 9 rings because he's open to suggestions, and even if Sauron was like, yo dude, can you make me a cock ring? He'd be like, yeah, what size, bro? Let me just get that girth. Galadriel was still with Adar, just fucking around, just nothing developed there. Elrond just finished a morning jog. He's just like, oh, cool, I got my personal best. That's fantastic. I should jog less without my cape. That does make sense, actually. And Sauron, well, he's just...
I'm just waiting for Mike.
And with the massive decline in viewership of Season 2, it's not even clear now who is left watching this floating turd of a show. Is it just the YouTube reviewers? Because boy, is it getting tougher and tougher each episode. I think at some point the saddest part for me is that there will be no Season 3. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna be really honest with you and tell you something quite personal about me, because this show has in some ways helped me. It's weird to say. I know I hate on it, and the writing and the plot and the dialogue is terrible, but 2 years ago, I had these kind of issues that I kind of needed to deal with, and I couldn't. I just struggled dealing with things like overthinking, like being confident, tossing and turning at night, and these kind of things that come with day-to-day stress. And I know it sounds like a sob story, but hear me out. Look, I was excited when I heard they were making this. I had a grin ear to ear, a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I just wondered whether they were going to be loyal to the lore, create great characters that my kids could watch and be proud of, but it just didn't do any of those things. It did something more than that for me. Every night when I put it on, I am asleep within a few minutes. No tossing and turning, no restlessness, calm and gentle. Like a swaddled, breastfed baby, I drift off. My insomnia has been forever cured, and for that, the show deserves credit. Click on the next video in which I show you why the dialogue in Rings of Power is better than Game of Thrones. You have not seen what I have seen. See you on the next video.